Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today I want to talk about overdraft protection for your checking account. Now, in today's world of credit cards and debit cards, a lot of people rarely use checks anymore. I only write 8 or 10 a month. That's the ones I pay my bills with, credit card bills. Everything else is credit card. However, now one of the benefits of having a debit card is it will not allow you to take money if it's not there. Checks won't do that. Now, if you are not aware of what an overdraft protection is, it is a line of credit associated with your checking account from your bank, credit union, or savings and loan. And let me give you a little bit of history. I feel like at the end of every month, the best possible scenario for me is to have a penny in my account. If I've got 10 pennies, that means I shortchanged myself 9 pennies. Now, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you see my point. To get the most out, so I run it very, very close. I happen to be a numbers guy, but there are always times where I make mistakes, and once or twice a year I get an overdraft, and it's never for a big amount. You know, it's like a $10 check, and they end up charging me a $25 fee. So whatever it was I charged for $10 now cost me $35. That is so aggravating. Do that twice a year, you just wasted 50 bucks. I hate that. So anyway, I went and got a line of credit on for my credit union, and I'm glad I did. Now, the purpose of the overdraft protection is a couple. Number one, they don't charge you late fees. I mean, overdraft fees. There's no $25 charge. And it makes sure that the people that you wrote the checks to don't get their checks back. Because of that, so let's say I wrote you a check and it bounced, okay? The bank is gonna charge me, and then you're gonna charge me. So now that $10 check went to $35 from the bank, plus $25 from you is $50, so now I got $60 that I paid for a $10 item. It is so aggravating, but it is what it is. So if I keep enough in there to do everything, then I've got money just sitting there. So the overdraft protection is protection for your account. Now, I went and got one for my credit union. I got all the specifics. Then I went, because I've got an account at a bank too, and I went to do that. Now, I've told this story before because I didn't realize how big a story this is. But I'm going to tell you the difference. So when I went to the credit union, they said, we will only use the amount of the check. So if the check is a $10 check, they're only going to take $10 from my line of credit, pay the check, and now I got to pay back the $10. The bank said if a $10 check comes in, we're moving a minimum of $50. That means I'm not going to pay the $25 charge, but now I got to pay interest on $50 starting day one. My credit union told me there were no fees, no setup fees, no charges, no monthly fees, no nothing. My bank wanted a monthly fee whether I used it or not, and in my mind I thought, doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose of the overdraft protection because you don't want to pay fees? That didn't make sense to me. My credit union said, if we do this in the middle of the month, you don't pay interest on that $10 until the first of the next month. My bank said, if that $10 check comes in and we move $50, we're going to charge interest from the second we move it over. Big difference. Now, is it the same from all credit unions to all banks? I doubt it. Is the concept the same? I'm pretty sure it is. So if at all possible, you should go to a credit union. One of the problems that could arrive with the use of a line of credit is if you don't know the purpose of it or how to use it. Some people might think of it as a credit card. My dad, when he bought siding for our house, he just wrote a check. He didn't have the money in the bank, he just wrote a check. And then made monthly payments on the line of credit. His overdraft protection, that is not how you use that account. That is just an excuse to overspend. That makes the problem worse, not better. So don't use it like a credit card, and don't use it to act like you have more cash to spend, because before long your account will be overdrawn and you'll owe $1,000 on your line of credit. So be very careful. Use it for its intended purposes. Now, in addition to protecting yourself and saving yourself some money, there are a couple other benefits of having overdraft protection on your checking account, and one of them is for your protection, protection of your credit report, for your checking account, and to protect you from having to pay fees. And if you get it from a credit union, you won't even have to pay interest if you pay it off by the end of the month, or at the worst, or at the very least, pay it off the day or two after you get notified. And you should always pay it off as soon as possible. Don't use it like a revolving account. Whatever comes in, and it, like that $10 check, they take $10, put it into your account, and it starts earning interest. You pay that off as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you're doing the exact same thing, only on a smaller level. So, my conclusion in talking about overdraft protection for your checking account is, as long as you follow the rules and you know what you're doing, how to do it, when to do it, the purpose of it, and restrict yourself to that and pay it off every month, my conclusion is it is always a great idea to get overdraft protection for your checking account. That's all I wanted. You guys have a great day, a great week, and happy investing.